Welcome back to the Public Pool Podcast. I'm Michaela Pascal. This is Jack O'Shea. Before we start, yes, I know I look like a pirate. My shirt is giving pirate or that of a Victorian ghost.
Yeah, Victorian ghost.
It was a better standing shirt, but I've committed to it and I don't care.
There was a time when the ruffles on a button-down were considered like the epitome of class.
Yeah.
When somebody's like, whoa, I want to fuck that shirt.
Every now and then you'll see that with like a tux shirt. You'll kind of see...
I believe me, when we went and then we were looking at different tuxes, they always still do have their like, do you want to look like you're in the Victorian era?
Yes.
Do you want to look like what Beethoven looked like when he unleashed his new sonatas?
Yeah, we've been to a lot of like black tie weddings, black tie affairs. We've yet to be invited to a white tie wedding. That's a whole other level.
That's where you wear white jackets, right?
Yes.
So we're recording this right after the Artemis 2 launch just happened.
Yes.
And every time a space shuttle launch happens, which is not that often, usually when it's publicized, you always have the same thought, which is, would you do it?
Yeah.
And what's your answer?
No, I'm good.
If you got an offer to go to space, you would not say no.
Good right here.
Do you know what my answer is?
Yes.
I don't think I would even go to Africa.
Yeah.
Like... Every time I'm like, yeah, I'd go to space. I'm like, well, hold on. I don't think I would go to Africa unless we were being paid a ton of money to do so.
Like on safari?
Like, I don't think I would go on safari. I don't think I would do all that stuff. It just feels...
No, you have two of your friends now have been like, we're going on safari for a honeymoon.
And God bless them. God bless them.
I just feel like...
Show me the pictures.
Honestly, that's what I was going to say. I feel like Africa is so amazing in the way of like...
Yeah.
It's actually so amazing that the photos do it justice.
Oh, they absolutely do.
Like, that's enough for me. I feel like I'm going to experience the same thing there as I will looking at the photo of it.
It's just...
I'm good.
So, yeah, I don't think when people are like, would you go to the moon? I'm still not comfortable with all of Earth.
Yeah.
So, I as much as I hate to say it, because I would love to be able to, lie to you and say, of course I'd say yeah to the moon. I just don't know if I have the balls to do it.
No, you're all about space, though. You
I'm
love
like
it.
Obsessed with space. It's one of the many phases I go through.
Yeah.
I go through the different war theaters. Anyway.
Which do you think is scarier, space or the ocean?
The ocean for me.
Yeah, kind of low key, right?
Well, because you can be attacked in the ocean.
Yeah.
And in space, like, if it's over, it's over.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, it just sort of ends.
Yeah.
It's not like in the ocean. It feels like it's always right up there. Like that's the biggest, scariest thing to me is like people who go scuba diving and stuff. And it's like, oh, you can't go up too quick. You'll get the bends. You'll die.
Yeah.
Imagine seeing the light and being like, why can't it just go up?
Why can't I just go? Yeah.
The shark is circling me, but if I go up too quick. Anyway.
Not about that.
I have a bit of it's more of a thought, but it's probably going to be posed more like kind of like a rant.
Okay.
But it's something I'm fired up about. I got to kind of get it out. And you were actually, something that happened today actually inspired me of it. But we're going to start from the beginning. No. So you know how we were talking about a few weeks ago, like how the NBA has like a tanking problem where all these teams are purposefully losing?
Yes.
So that they can get a higher draft pick. And since it's become a real issue, everybody is trying to come up with the solution. How do we get teams not to tank?
Yeah.
And the problem is there is no solution because all of the solutions are basically like, what if we don't give the first pick to the team that does the worst? What if we, like if you do the worst, you actually get the 10th pick?
What if they do a lottery system,
Well, they have the lottery system, but...
Oh, yeah, that's right.
But that doesn't even help because still the teams that do the worst get the best odds in the lottery. You kind of have to do that because the whole point of a draft is that it gets the worst teams better. Like, the whole idea is you want the best player to go to the worst team to make it more fair.
Wouldn't it just be equally as fair, though? Like, to be like, no, everyone, like each round, it's like everyone gets the one little card. It goes in there, it shakes it up, and we just pick the order every single round. Like, because it could be anyone. We could, like, the worst team could still get the first pick.
It'd be fair
But also, the best teams could start getting the last picks. Like...
Well, that's what's currently happening is that what you're describing as like the ideal situation, which is the worst team getting the first pick and the best team getting the last pick, is what they do right now.
No, that's what they do. But if the incentive to be the worst wasn't there.
Yes.
If it was just It could happen by random. That's what I mean.
Yeah,
by,
yeah.
Like, it happens by random.
So by the way,
like,
that's what half the solutions are basically that.
Yeah.
Half the solutions are like, what if we just totally randomize it? But then you get to the point where it's like, well, the whole point of the draft is to create the so every team is equal, the parity in the league. And they keep on coming up with different incentives of like.
Eventually, I feel like that fixes it though. If everyone's random.
That's the current system that they have though. Like right now, they have not everybody's random. They have like the bottom 14 teams are random.
Okay.
But anyway, that's not the point. The point I'm trying to make is they keep on trying to find a solution. Like, how can we get the teams to stop tanking? And the answer is you can't.
Yeah.
Because you need, like, teams need to fucking, like, tank. Like, it's actually a smarter move. But the real answer is fucking, like, pride is what happens. Like,
Yeah.
Like, NFL teams don't tank.
Yeah.
Baseball teams don't tank like the way they do in basketball. Like,
Yeah.
because the fucking players are like, no, I'm not going to lose on purpose. Like, I'm going
No.
to try to kick this guy's ass.
You only get so many years.
You only get so many
playing.
years.
Yeah.
Like, I'm a competitive athlete. I'm going to try to win everything I touch. Like, that sense of pride, it's like gone. Like, the NBA has adopted, it's totally, sorry, European now.
Yeah.
Of this, like, everybody is faking that they're hurt. Everybody is you know, like selling stuff to the refs. Just all these things that were definitely not American or Canadian.
Yeah.
Until pretty fucking recently. And it sucks. And I think that's the root cause of basketball. And I also think it's the root cause of this country. That's right. This rant is about national pride. Because I think the NBA is an obvious example of this. Today you were talking about how you was in an email from somebody being like, hey, I'll manage your TikTok. I'll get 50%.
It was like a weird setting thing where someone was basically trying to scam me into just being like, oh yeah, accept.
Yeah.
And they would just like make 50% of the $14 I make off of TikTok.
Yeah. Like, but
give me my $7.
But this person, and you and I get emails, 100 times a day from clearly it's just boilerplate email. Hey, John O'Shea. And I'm like, okay,
Yes.
so you don't know who I am. I work with blah, blah, blah. It's like the least personalized sales pitch ever. But it's because we live in this time where it's an real issue for fucking men of quantity over quality. It's like, dude, it's a number. Anytime you hear anybody say it's a numbers game, fuck that person.
Yeah.
Like, fuck that guy. Like, that, you know who that guy is? That's the guy who sends a picture of his dick to like 100 girls.
Yes. And he's like, well, one of them will be into it.
And whenever he's like, dude, isn't that creepy? He's like, it's a numbers game. And you're like, yeah, he does get laid more than you. But it's pride.
Yeah.
Fucking pride.
Yes.
Like, this fucking manager is like, he sent that out to 10,000 people. Maybe 2 people are tricked and say, yeah.
Yeah.
Where is the fucking pride in this country anymore? Granted, that guy's probably from Ethiopia. But
yeah. But no, I don't know. That is my issue with like a lot of the politics stuff right now, where I'm just like, with like the people being like professional activists now. And in doing that, when people do turn around and maybe change their mind or change a thought, they're immediately like, no, you don't get to change your mind. I'm like, well, then what's the point of what you're doing if not to change minds? And I feel like it does start the whole, like, I hate America, this thing sucks. And I'm like, well, no, like the point is you're supposed to want it to change because you love it. Like, I want change because I care about this place. Like like, it's just so weird to just be like, I hate everything. I'm so anti-establishment, where it's like, actually you've come around on the point that you were trying to make. Like,
but I think that it's the same point that I'm making, though, of like, I don't think it has anything to do with like how they view the country. It's how they view themselves. Yeah. Which is like, it's not about if they change anybody's minds. Mm-hmm. It's about how many likes they get or how many views they get or what people think of them.
Yes.
And it's the same way with basketball, where it's like, yeah, in theory, it's better to be the worst team if you're not going to have a chance in the playoffs. Yeah. It's better to be the worst team, but have like fucking be a man, dude. Like, try to win. Yeah. Or a woman. WNBA players, I don't think they tank. There's so few teams that tank. It doesn't matter.
And that's why we got to turn the WNBA on.
The dub. They call it we're going to change that. They always call it the W.
The W. I like the W.
You call it the dub. The problem, W is such a silly letter. Every other letter is 1 or 2 syllables at the most, right? Is there any other letter?
Hey, you were a big pusher on Slum W.
Slum dub. I'd say slum dub.
Slum dub.
I think W. Okay, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. W is the only one with more than one syllable.
Yeah.
W. 3 syllables.
3.
What do we... New word. Come up with a new word for the letter.
Yeah.
And that's my take on this country. No, but like... I feel like I keep on seeing this everywhere.
Yeah.
You saying me like, oh yeah, this guy sent me a fucking scam thing.
Yeah.
And it's actually is kind of personalized. He picked you being like, maybe I can trick her into sharing her $14.
Yes.
Like, what are we
Where's
doing?
the pride? I know when we were on Fremont Street in Vegas.
Yeah.
It was just basically like old Vegas. It's kind of like Hollywood Boulevard, like one of those Times Square, where it's just like you walk through and it's very kitschy, very whatever. And half of the people out there, like panhandling for money. Yeah. They have like a bit like where it's like there's like an old lady on a scooter. She's got her boobs out with pasties on and she's like old stripper. Yeah. Like she's collecting tips. Yeah. But then like I saw like 3 able-bodied young men standing there with signs doing stuff. And I was like,
fuck you.
No. With like a witty sign that was like, tip me if your girlfriend's hot or something like that. And I'm like, go get a job, Tim. Like
go get a fucking job. But
have some pride.
But this guy's got a goddamn, TikTok following where he's like, all you gotta do is you gotta go out there, okay? I made $14 this hour. What'd you do? Okay, how do I do it? By grinding. Yeah. By not having any pride. And it's like we need to the real answer is we need to bring back shame.
But we also
the NBA needs to shame the players, shame the teams, being like, really? Yeah. You're pulling your starters, really?
Really? Yeah, I agree.
Like, that's not fucking embarrassing for you?
Yeah. Loser.
But everybody in this, all the fans, like right now, the Wizards, who are technically my team, so I like follow along with them. When they don't lose, I'm like, ugh, because we want to tank. Yeah. What is that about me? What am I doing?
You're like, why would I want that?
Why would I want that?
Yeah.
Makes no sense. I don't like it.
Yeah, no, bring back pride. Be pride.
Yeah. Listen to the gays. Pride.
Yeah.
Although a lot of them are not being very prideful these days either.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry. Everybody's being like, it's unfair for me, so I'm going to fucking cheat my way.
Yeah. Yeah.
And as a white man,
you should listen to me.
As a tall, straight white man from an affluent background that works in entertainment, I think everybody should listen to me. Which, by the way, is a more troubled childhood than Gavin Newsom. Let's go. Spencer Pratt for mayor. Spencer Pratt.
But so I found out a piece of information that I've been dying to tell you.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
I found it yesterday, and it's been one of those things where I was like, I have to tell you on the podcast. So I found out that there are 2 celebrities, who own a bar in New York.
I feel like multiple celebrities own bars in New York.
Okay, but these 2 teamed up. They're a team.
Yes.
They opened a bar.
Okay.
Who do you think is the worst 2 people right now to be the owners of a bar?
Okay, so this is tough because, so like right now.
I'm talking about like right now, current events. Like who are the 2 worst people to team up and be like, bar?
Okay, we're not talking reality show stars, right?
No.
Okay, because I was like, this isn't like.
No. The people you know.
People I know. Actors?
Like we've talked about them.
I know. The problem is there's so many fucking bad celebrities. It's like Chris Brown?
No.
Okay.
Like we've been talking about them recently.
You and I talk about so many things.
I know. But think about like if you were to be like, let's trust these guys with the sale of alcohol.
Give me a hint for one of them.
He's like really in the news right now.
Oh, you gotta give it to me. Sorry.
Who are 2 of God's drunkest drivers?
Oh, Tiger? No. Tiger's doing something with the bar? Okay, Tiger. And then who was the other one who was pulled over? Oh my God, who was just pulled over? I keep on getting the guy who played Shooter McGavin, but that was years ago.
No, we were just talking about him like last week. For also driving drunk.
Who?
Justin Timberlake.
JT and Tiger Woods teamed up? They're also serial cheaters. So we have 2 serial cheating drunks who are, by the way, both. This actually makes a ton of sense. We have 2 serial cheating drunks who are both trying to get back in the game.
Yeah.
Because Tiger Woods left golf. He was the best golfer ever. And then he came back like 3 years later and it was like, he kind of lost a step, but it's golf. Like you can be 60 and do it.
Yeah.
And so every time Tiger's in the Masters, it's like, I mean, in theory, he shouldn't be In theory, he should still be Tiger.
Yeah.
But he's
Isn't
there. What?
they literally have a bar together?
It's worse for Tiger. Tiger's news just happened.
Yeah, and also I guess to be fair, Tiger's popping pills.
Okay.
It's different, okay? But I mean, look at these two guys. It's called T Squared Social.
T Squared. That's like asking ChatGPT what would you call Timberlake and Tiger's T Squared, because there's two T's.
There's two T's.
What do we have in common? We both start with T.
There's T's in our names.
I just listed like 6 things that they have in common. Not one of them was that they both have a T prominently in their name. That is so.
Isn't it the funniest thing? It was like,
What?
you couldn't write that.
You could not write? Yeah.
It's like Justin Timberlake and Tiger Woods own a bar together.
I bet it's a great bar.
I bet it's a great bar. It's apparently a sports bar.
Social?
Yeah.
Oh, sports bar. What does Justin Timberlake know about sports?
I don't know.
I feel like I've seen him in like a Reds hat or something. He's from somewhere.
He knows martini.
He does know a martini. Tiger Woods. I mean, honestly, what Tiger Woods should have just done it himself. The problem is then everybody would be like, oh, it's a golf bar.
Yeah, that's true.
And golf bars, while they make a lot of money, not a lot of action going on in there.
Yeah.
But it's a lot of guys paying way too much for a shitty sandwich.
Yeah.
That's every golf. By the way, when you finish playing golf, you go to like the clubhouse. And it's the worst food ever. It's literally just like, they basically might as well just give you Uncrustables.
Yeah.
And they're like, it's $46. Oh, do you want like an ice cold Gatorade with it? It's a weird vibe.
It's a weird vibe.
That is so fucking funny.
Isn't that so funny? I like saw that and I was like, this couldn't be more perfect.
Yeah, you get out of town. What?
Like
that is so.
Like I think they opened up in like 2023 or something. Like so it's pretty recent. Like
yeah. Oh wait, you opened them in 2023?
Yeah.
But okay, still though. Oh, I thought this was open up this week, and I was
no. I just found out that they own. Like
I was like, push the date.
Yeah, I was like, this is just the funniest. These two guys.
I got a question for you.
Okay.
So we watch a lot of the news, and so we see a lot of ads for shows that are coming up. And one of the things that they really keep on pumping is Kara Swisher's wants to live forever. And it's Kara Swisher, who is the
she's the billionaire whisperer.
She's the how best should I put it? She is the older lesbian journalist who writes about Silicon Valley.
Yes.
That's, by the way, literally, it's like that is her
That's
description.
her bio.
And she's not quite a stud, but she's stud adjacent.
No,
I'd say.
She's like Mask.
Yeah, Mask. Okay, where she's trying to she's tough. She's one of the guys.
I'd put her more in like between like a Tig Notaro, Ellen DeGeneres type.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I'd say that like the difference between like she's trying to be one of the guys.
Yeah.
Whereas a stud is like upset that guys are around because they're near their chicks.
Yeah.
You know, a stud is like a very protective of their gals.
Yeah.
What are all these dudes doing here, ruining the demographics? Every time I see that commercial, I'm like, do we really want Kara Swisher to live forever? Do we, of all people, Kara Swisher, who won't take off her fucking aviators like she's a fighter pilot.
Yeah. And
apparently really knows what's going on behind every interesting person.
I'm not sure what exactly her big break was.
Did she pitch this, or was this pitched to her?
I don't know. She's very involved in the she's trying to be like I'm one of you guys, but I'm going undercover as what the billionaires are doing.
As if Kara Swisher could go undercover anywhere. Yeah.
Because that's why they gave her the Succession podcast, because they were like, well, she knows rich people.
She must be pitching herself.
She has to be.
She pitched the Succession podcast.
And she's like, why I didn't listen to the Succession podcast.
I listened to one episode, and then she kept on name dropping. She's like, well, when I was with Musk, it's like, shut the fuck up, dude.
That's what it was. It was like,
it's a fictional show.
This is pretend.
Yes.
This is about news.
This is about fucking news, Kara Swisher. Because she had to have pitched this, because if CNN was like, we're going to do this thing where we're going to have somebody try out all the new therapies, which by the way is just ripping off that one famous guy. They're literally just like, they watched that Netflix documentary like, we should do that, which CNN does all the fucking time.
I love a CNN documentary where they're really like, we're doing, and it's like, it's an hour-long special. It's not a documentary.
They're like, hey, do you want to, that new hot Netflix documentary that came out? We made our version of it, but
worse.
But there's commercials, and we can't really show or say as much.
Yeah.
So why don't you go to Hulu and watch that? But if CNN came up with it, Fucking Anderson Cooper.
Yeah.
Anderson Cooper should live forever. My God, is he ageless?
Cooper should live forever.
Is anybody more ageless?
No.
Like, you know what he did? And this was smart, good strategy of him, went gray early.
Yes.
So you associate, you're like, well, he's just gray.
Hey, babe, that could be your thing. You went old early, and now you just got to stay.
Now I got to stay that way, though. The problem is I think I'm aging on a normal pace, and I already look 10 years older than I do. That's the problem. It's not like, I'm still waiting for the curve to turn a little bit, but it's almost going more exponential, even logarithmic.
I do think you are starting to embody an old man more.
It's become, it's
like
like
the attitude of an old man.
It's undeniable.
Yeah.
It's really undeniable. I tisk
You
now.
do.
I go, I like see stuff. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
I know. We just had a conversation yesterday because I was like, my knee hurts because I hurt my knee last summer. And I was like,
You've been grappling with age a little bit.
I have been grappling with age a little bit.
It's not as funny as when I do it.
No.
When I grapple with age, it's like, the old man. It's how I got so many jobs is they just assumed I was 40.
We all assumed you. And then I met you when I was like, oh, you're 25? Like, it was.
Yeah. I was 25 years old. But I used to keep my age.
It was like a secret.
It was basically, I was like, at the office, wherever I worked, it was similar to being gay in like the 80s.
Yeah.
Where I was like, my age was like closeted. I didn't let anyone know.
Yeah.
Only HR knew. And they would always be like, really?
Yeah.
Which, by the way, it's because I looked so fucking old. It's not actually that much of a compliment.
Oh my God. But you've just always like embodied like the spirit of an old man. Though.
Yes.
Like it's like you like to yell at the TV. Like you know.
Yeah. Sure.
But yeah, like yesterday I was like, oh, my knee's kind of achy again. I was like, shoot, like, did I like hurt my knee again? You're like, your knee might just feel like that now.
I said, I'm so sorry. That's how it might be.
Yeah.
Like that happens. Like eventually you're just like, yeah, I got a bad knee. I've had a bad knee for like more than half my life by now. Like I'm like very used to it. Like I was saying to you yesterday, it's like, I'm like a kid who grew up in a household where they spoke both English and Spanish. It's not really fair to me to be like, speaking another language is easy to you.
Yeah. Because
I'm used to it. I grew up that way. But I still am like, I'll still sound unsympathetic being like, yeah, you might have a bad knee now.
Yeah.
Yeah, you might have to like watch out for that.
Yeah.
You know?
No, I just was like, yeah. And it was like 2 days after I cried on the couch. I was like, I'm old. Washed up.
Yeah.
I was PMSing.
It's so funny just from my standpoint where I'm like, I've learned that the answer is to say nothing.
Yeah. No, because I know what I know what I mean. And I know, and I know I'm being crazy.
I don't think you're aging whatsoever, but I think it's because I'm aging so rapidly that by comparison, you're feeling younger to me. I can't keep up with you.
Yeah.
It is great. You're impressive.
Thank you.
Did you have anything other just general topics?
I don't think so, actually.
So we can kind of dive into the sports gossip.
Yeah, because I kind of have a longer skinny dip today, so.
Okay, are you ready for sports gossip?
Hit me, sister.
Okay, so girl, the MLB has officially entered their short king era.
Okay.
Well, so for years, players' official heights were basically just like based off the honor system. Like they would literally just go up to players and be like, hey, how tall are you?
Dating apps have a similar system.
That is until this year because baseball just introduced the ABS system. Basically, it's like robo-umps. And it gives every player a personalized strike zone that's actually based on their height and it's down to like the freaking millimeter.
We're crunching numbers, ho.
So now the league was like, we're doing this freaking doctor's office style. Like line up against the wall. We're getting out the rulers. This is going to be official.
And we're a lot rounding up.
Like almost all of them, obviously.
Yeah,
171 players lost an inch, 48 lost 2 inches, and 6 players lost 3 or more inches. Like Gavin Lux went from being 6'2" to 5'11".
3 inches is a lot. I don't care what they say.
There's actually a really cute thing where this one player, Justin Turner, who you would recognize because he has like red hair, he played for the Dodgers.
Oh, I know Justin Turner.
Exactly. So he hasn't signed with a new team yet. We'll see. He might be done, but he hasn't signed with a new team yet. And he basically said like, wait, are players like purposely trying to get shorter? Like are players purposely trying to seem smaller or is this like legit? And somebody said, well, you played with Gavin Lux for years. Is he actually 5'11"? Now, Justin Turner, who's completely honest, is 5'11", and he just replied with a picture of him and Gavin Lux. They're literally the same height. And he's like, I don't know, you freaking tell me.
You tell me, girl.
Yeah.
Receipts.
Receipts. There's a lot of receipts. A lot of people are getting called out.
That's so funny.
But And unsurprisingly, most of the shrinkage came from players who are now 5'10 or 5'11.
Yeah, those are kings who round up.
But even though a lot of our vertically challenged players did get exposed, the good news for them is it's actually now like a legit advantage to be shorter because it means that your strike zone is smaller, which means that it's harder for pitchers to get you out.
We love a win for our short kings.
We always love a win for our short kings. And then let me just do a few more topics. I don't know if it's enough for a skinny, but...
Yeah, but just some general sports.
Okay, so in other sports news, one of the biggest stories, there's actually been a lot of really big stories this week, but one of the biggest stories is that Chicago Bulls point guard Jaden Ivey was released from the team after he posted a video from his car where he basically was complaining about how the NBA is going to be doing like Pride Month. Like they're going to be wearing rainbow. Sports leagues love nothing more than being like, this is a cause. We get to sell more jerseys with this theme.
Yes.
And my God, did the rainbow just give it to them. Like the way that the NFL ran with breast cancer.
Yeah.
There was used to be a month of pink where it was kind of like, it was almost, it was not that it was like, too much, but it was almost like it's clearly because they like selling the jerseys at that point.
It's for profit. It is for profit.
It's a for-profit
As much as
league.
it's like, in the proceeds, not all the proceeds. Like when you read the fine print, it's a lot of profit.
Like on Military Awareness Week for the NFL, the military branches pay the leagues for that like promo. Like they're not just wearing camo to be like supporter boys. They're being paid to support the boys.
Yeah.
But anyway, so Jaden Ivey was released, which is just crazy because like usually like when players get released after saying crazy stuff, like it's not that what he said wasn't crazy, but it was like, I don't know. It's like he comes from like a religious background. So it seems like the type of thing that it was like, everyone was kind of shocked that there was kind of like, fuck Jaden Ivey. But at the same time too, everyone was kind of shocked that they released him. Like,
yeah. Yeah, go on with the story.
But basically, so they did release him. Now, here's the reason. I'm basically saying it wasn't just because of that they released him. It's because he has been a problem in this exact area for quite some time. He didn't just release one thing. Like, shocker, this professional athlete is like a little bit homophobic. Isn't really news.
I was going to say, like, isn't that kind of like
the stereotype?
What we're fighting against? Yeah, like that's kind of the why like most professional sports don't have like players who are out. Like it's because it's like it's not exactly the most inviting environment.
It's not an incredibly inviting environment. Although there is a really, really cute video of Carl Nassib, who used to play for the Raiders. I think he's retired now, but when he was on the Raiders, and they were playing the Buccaneers. He has a really great story where the year before he came out, he was a defensive end, or a defensive lineman, I forget. So his job basically is like when the ball is snapped, he wants to tackle the quarterback. Mm-hmm. He said 3 straight plays, Baker Mayfield ran what's called a bootleg, which is away from him. So for 3 straight plays, he had to run like the whole field chasing him down. And by the 3rd play, he turned around. Now, this guy is gay. He turned around and said, "Would you guys stop it with these gay ass bootlegs?" And he said that the entire Tampa Bay Buccaneers offensive line turned like, "Whoa, you can't say that, buddy." And he said, "That's when I knew I could come out." Yeah. It's like, it is a lot more supportive, but at the same time too, you have a lot of really religious guys.
No, absolutely. I think you could assume that most professional athletes are the average person where they're like, of course I'm supportive. Of course. But it's also, there still is the stereotype there. And I actually do think the like making them wear the jerseys or making them do that, it actually does more harm than it does good.
It definitely does.
Because this is what happens. Then there's going to be a player who's going to come out and say something homophobic.
Yeah.
And that's actually worse for the cause.
It's significantly worse.
That's why I'm like, let people support things on their own volition because it makes it more authentic and it makes it more meaningful rather than forcing everyone to do it.
Yes.
And then starting a negative conversation about it when it doesn't need to be.
I totally agree.
Yeah.
But you know what those rainbow jerseys sell?
They do sell.
They fucking sell.
And hey, they can sell those to the fans as a special dish. That can still exist.
What's funny is there's also a very big difference between like how different sports fans vote.
Yes.
So baseball is incredibly liberal.
Yes.
Baseball is a super liberal fan base. Mm-hmm. The NFL is by far the most conservative. Mm-hmm. The NBA.
I've always compared the NFL and The Bachelor because where I'm like, they both have very Christian undertones to the franchises.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're literally, the NFL is arguably not the NFL, but like the NFL practice squads, like the people who are not quite good enough to make the NFL, is basically a feeder program for The Bachelor.
Yeah.
Like if you don't make a team, your next step is to try out for The Bachelor.
That's always what shocks me though, is the like taking a lot of Sunday up.
Oh yeah.
They can't go to church.
Oh no, but it's also like, I mean, we can kind of get down to it too, but it's like, especially for baseball where like hitting a pitch is everything's so lucky.
Yeah.
That like, of course, I mean, the most superstitious athletes in the world are baseball players,
Yeah.
but all athletes are incredibly superstitious. And I'm not comparing superstition to religion whatsoever. We're not that type of podcast, but like it's a similar part of the brain.
It's a ritual.
It's a ritual.
Yeah.
It's leaving something up to, I'm trying to affect the universe.
Yes.
Type situation. But anyway, so he was released, which again was kind of shocking because you're like, really? I feel like players have said a lot worse stuff. I mean, Deshaun Watson is literally like famed sexual assaulter.
I was going to say, we're going to cancel The Bachelorette. Let's cancel the NFL.
Let's cancel the NFL. This is the NBA.
Yeah.
But I mean,
But still,
NBA players have done really bad stuff.
Yes.
Consistently.
There are,
Yeah. But so they released him. So there's a couple of theories as to why. The real reason why they released him is because he was like a top pick out of the draft. He has underperformed. Jaden Ivey has not been as good as he was supposed to be. So he's been a letdown to begin with. I'm sure they were looking for a reason to get rid of him anyway. He is always a problem. He's always asking reporters if they've been saved or if they fornicated before marriage. He's a fucking weird dude.
God.
And but then there's also a great theory I like, which is he also mentioned, I didn't see the full video, but I guess he mentioned something about Catholics. Because I think he's like saved, which is like actually anti-Catholic.
Yeah.
The way that like the KKK was anti-Catholic, which is really funny to think about in a weird way. You're like, huh, okay. The Irish are always persecuted.
How dare you take all Catholicism for the Irish
And the Italians.
and the Mexicans and the
Mexicans are
and the Asians.
Well, Mexicans are persecuted because they were Mexicans.
Yeah.
They
They're persecuted for completely.
They were. That was not the issue for the KKK. The KKK wasn't concerned about Mexicans being Catholic. Trust me.
They were concerned about other things.
That was like number 9 in their list. But for the Irish Catholics, for the Italian Catholics, it was more like, why should we hate these guys? They kind of look like us. And it's like,
They're Catholic.
Because their flavor of Christianity is slightly different from ours.
Yeah, it's more aesthetic.
It's more aesthetic. It's more ritualistic. It's more beautiful. We get all the cool paintings.
We do.
It's a Catholic podcast, by the way.
This is a Catholic podcast.
We both grew up Catholic.
We've got the guilt.
But so now we have a number of athletes, which by the way, it's kind of like what you were saying, where like a bunch of athletes have come out being like, it's bullshit that they cut him. Homosexuality is a sin. Just like all these players, like Travion Henderson of the Patriots, like caused the whole scene. All these players are coming out. It's a little grenade in the middle of the off season.
Yeah. So they wanted to basically get rid of him, and they just were like, all right, this
was a wonderful chance for them to get rid of him.
Yeah, that makes more sense.
Yeah, and I'm sure
I just feel like I hear about players saying and doing crazy shit all the time.
Believe me,
this actually doesn't feel that.
It is actually not
out
that
of the
crazy.
ordinary.
It's really not that crazy. It's really not that crazy, actually, for an NBA player.
Jason Kelsey called someone gay like last year.
But he called somebody gay because they called his brother gay.
Yeah. No, and that everyone forgave him immediately. But I was like, but that was the thing like last year where it was like, and everyone was like, yeah, it's fucking fine. Like,
it's fucking fine. It's also, it's like, I think we're hopefully coming, I don't know. But it's like hopefully coming back to the like, everyone fucking relax. Okay. So everybody's seen the news, but Tiger Woods got into that car crash.
yes.
Not really a car crash, more of a...
I crashed my car into a bridge.
Don't let it go. I don't care.
This man loves to get behind the wheel. Tiger's favorite thing, golf drives and driving.
Yes. He also loves driving the golf ball. He loves driving intoxicated. That is really the best way to put it.
He's just so rich.
So...
Get a driver.
So here's what I'll say. So my grandparents used to live in Jupiter, Florida, which is where Tiger Woods lives. It's like the best golf place ever.
Oh, yeah.
It's actually an awesome community where it's like the streets, you'd think that you're like, it's like when we're driving through like North Carolina, like the kind of bumfuck part where you're like, there's one gas station every 10 miles and there's alligators freaking everywhere, but it's also like really beautiful in certain parts.
Yeah.
But so he lives in like the really nice area of Jupiter. The reason why I'm bringing that up is because it's kind of like almost like a golf cart type town.
Yeah.
Where it sort of feels like you can't really fuck up driving. And those are the towns where you have really drinking and driving issues.
Yeah.
Because it's like nobody's really on the road that often. And when they are, it's pretty straight. The only reason why we're not like going super far in depth with this is because it's like, I keep on seeing people make like tons of jokes. And it's like, dude, he's an opiate addict.
Yeah. No, it's
he's addicted to opioids.
Yeah.
He has been for years. We knew this.
Because I'm also kind of making jokes, but I'm not making jokes about his addiction. I'm making jokes about the fact he keeps getting behind the fucking wheel.
Yes.
If you keep me behind the wheel, I'll make fun of you for that.
Some people just like to drive. Like what's so funny is like that's the real problem where it's like some people are like, I'd rather drive.
I literally so this came out and they were like he got into another DUI, blah blah blah, and I was like, oh my gosh, drinking and driving again. And then it came out, it was like, no, he blew 0. And then there was like another thing of him being like, he won't hire a driver for privacy reasons. And I was like, in what world does a golfer like be like, I can't do things, like you're not the president, I think, for privacy reasons. And I was like, so you're doing drugs? And it's like, yeah.
I actually don't think it's because he's doing drugs, because I think he can probably pretty discreetly be doing drugs. I think it's because he's fucking anything that moves.
Yeah, I think so too.
And he doesn't want a driver to be like, oh yeah, he used to have a woman in the back all the time.
Yeah.
Like he can wait for the driver to be looking at the road and then pop a pill.
Yeah.
It's that.
And also most drivers don't care.
No.
I think that's why too I'm also like into drivers. Most drivers in this industry, they deal with this shit. Like you don't think that like the guys who are like driving around rock stars, like
somebody's got to be a source
80s,
though.
Yeah.
And it would make so much sense to me. It was like, the source is always the driver.
Of course the source is the driver, but they're always, under a bunch of stuff. And if you want a good long time driver, they're out there. It's possible. And also we know this. I don't know. I'm just very like, dude, get a driver. But also a tiger. I saw, so he's leaving the country to get treatment also for privacy reasons. I really do hope he gets help genuinely.
Yeah.
No, he's an amazing athlete.
Yeah.
He brought so much attention to golf. I joke about his driving, but like, no, I genuinely do hope he gets help. Like, actually.
Speaking of race, though, you know what's one of the funniest things? One of the funnier things that people don't really address as much anymore is like when Tiger Woods was like the biggest golfer, it was a really big fucking deal because there were like no black golfers, really.
Yeah.
And especially it's like, oh, the best golfer is black. And then they asked him, they're like, well, how does it feel being a black golfer? And he was like, I actually don't consider myself black. He's like, I'm Asian.
OJ'd it.
He's like, I'm actually Asian.
Yeah.
Because he was raised by his mom who was Asian. And he was basically like, whoever your mom is really how you were raised.
Uh-huh.
And it was just the most like, damn it, dude.
Yeah.
Like, there's a million Asian golfers. Half of them are Asian. Fuck.
I know. But like, I don't know. It's just, he's such a legend, and like it's like you put him up there with like, like LeBron James, Tom Brady, Serena Williams, where it's like all these people who are so awesome at their sport.
Yeah, no, the two people that he's most often compared to are Michael Jordan and Wayne Gretzky.
Yeah,
where it's like it's the hands down he's the GOAT.
Yes,
and the only problem is he was like, if that I almost said like accident from like 2008 or whatever it was. Didn't happen, but it wasn't an accident. If his wife didn't catch him cheating a million fucking times on him, and then justifiably freak the fuck out at him, so there was no accident there. It wasn't like if the meteor didn't strike, it's like no, if he didn't become a meteor and strike the earth.
I do think though today I looked up, it was like, I think this was only like his second DUI. But I think he's been in 4 like car related like incidents, like big.
When you said only a second, I was like, I can think of like multiple car crashes.
That's why it was like he's been in like 4 car crashes.
He gets in a few too many car crashes for it to be coincidence.
Yeah.
Like my old roommate Mikey was like 2 months into living in LA, he had gotten to like his 3rd car crash, and I was like, it's you. I've been here for years. I haven't gotten into any. Okay, and then finally, so. Like we were talking about with this ABS system, this system. So here's how it works, by the way, in case you want to know. Basically, it's like they still have the traditional umpire, who's the guy wearing a suit behind the catcher.
Yes.
And we were kind of going over this. I'm going to assume most of our audience knows what the strike zone is. But basically, if a pitcher is trying to throw the ball in the strike zone, which is between your knees and your chest and over the home plate, it's a very subjective. You're basically the person who decides whether or not it's a ball or a strike is the guy behind the plate.
Yeah.
So all the time, that's why people are constantly complaining about umpires. All the time, people are like, "That was a ball," and he called it a strike. And it's like because all the umpires have different zones because they're humans.
Yeah.
They don't have the perfect zone. So people complain about this enough. And also, I think it's more, we have the freaking technology. This happens all the time in football when they're like, "Did the ball get far enough?" And it's like they have chips in the ball. You know if he did.
Yeah.
You tell me, did the ball get far enough? I don't know. They're like, we have the technology, so we're going to add basically a challenge system. So if a batter or a catcher, like if I'm batting and the umpire calls a strike and I'm like, I'm pretty sure it's a ball, the players just tap the top of their head and then they say, this person's challenging the call, and then the robots say, they already know what it is. And they go,
Yeah.
he's right.
Do they get a certain amount of challenges?
Yes.
Okay.
But if you get a correct challenge, you keep your challenge. So it's
okay.
like, in theory, you could do it every time as long as you don't get any wrong. I think you get 2 challenges a game as a team. So like the Washington Nationals, my team, we lost the game yesterday because we blew challenges that weren't right. And it was like, the manager was like, yeah, every team's kind of having to figure out like
when to use them. And yeah,
like some players aren't allowed to do it. So like the catcher, the guy who's catching the ball for the pitcher, usually they're the ones who are like, they're given challenge authority. They know the strike zone. I was a catcher. It's like, I know if that's a strike or a ball. It's not like they know more than the umpire does. They have the best vantage point. So there's been a bunch of instances this week where it's almost like you think a fight's going to fucking break out.
Yeah.
Because, so there was one instance where I think it was Salvador Perez, who's a catcher for the Royals, kept on tapping his head because the pitcher kept on throwing the pitch in the same place, which was at the very bottom of the strike zone. And he would throw it there, he would catch it, and the umpire would be like, that's a ball. He would challenge it. Like, they don't say anything up. They just go like this. And then they challenge it. Nope, it's a strike. And he did it like 5 times out of 7 pitches and was right on all of them. And it's just like, it is such a gut check to these umpires. So the umpires are having a fucking long week.
but like part of the excitement though is like you do want the human element a little bit because you don't know what's going to happen.
Exactly. And that's the reason why it's taken so long. Like everybody's always like, it's because the umpire union's so strong. No, it's freaking not. None of the ref unions are strong enough. No, stop it. It's because most fans want the umpires to still be calling the game. It's such a big part of baseball, especially. And like, you can't really get rid of the drama of him being like, strike 3 is so fun.
Yes.
That is so fun. It's like getting rid of the refs in football doing the touchdown symbol. Like,
yes.
We're not going to do that.
Pageantry is half the fun.
I mean, they've literally been saying, how crazy would it be to have the robo-umps just wire into the umpire strike?
Yeah.
And there might be the world that we go to.
I guess, but it's just still not as fun because there is the feeling of like this might not be called correct gives you a little bit more hope. Like as a fan, like maybe we might like.
There's also a certain element of so they keep track of everything in baseball. That's why it's the biggest nerdy sport. Everything in baseball is tracked like to like. I'm not even kidding. Like to like the inch of a field of like how far you hit the ball, how likely is it that ball is an out. Like all this stuff is tracked by the big nerds. And one of the things that's tracked like legitimately by the Major League Baseball is they call them umpire scorecards, which is basically like, here's what the strike zone is supposed to be. Here's how you called every single pitch. And so different umpires have like, this guy got every now and then somebody will get a 100% correct, which is rare because they're humans and the game's really long. But for the most part, what you end up seeing is that like every umpire is different and every umpire has like a different strike zone. So some of them will be like, it's a little bit higher than most, or they're a little bit lower. This one calls a really tight strike zone. Like, but of all sports, baseball is the only like major sport where there is variations depending on where you play and who you play against.
Yeah.
Like every baseball field is a different shape.
Yeah.
So home run in one ballpark is not in the others. And that's kind of a fun element of baseball and golf.
Yes.
Like in golf, it's fun. It's like everything's like a different level in a video game.
Yeah.
And you don't want to get rid of that. But they finally were kind of like, we have to do this robo-ump thing because people get so upset when their team loses based off of like a wrong call. This is all coming down to, so a lot of the umpires had a bad week, but literally no umpire has had a worse week than C.B. Buckner, who's an umpire who is so controversial, aka bad at his job, that like fans know his name.
Yeah,
like, I know
that's not good to know a ref's name.
It is. So what's funny is there used to be an umpire named Angel Hernandez who was so bad at being an umpire that there's many Twitter accounts just based off of like, this is what Angel Hernandez just did. Like he was so by far the worst umpire and he was such a dick about it too.
Yeah.
People absolutely hated him. He ended up suing Major League Baseball being like, I'm being persecuted against because I'm Hispanic. Meanwhile, there's a million Hispanic refs or umpires. And also baseball has all the data. They're like, no, you are the worst. Mm-hmm. So you're not. There's a reason why you were never chosen to umpire the World Series. Anyway, since Angel Hernandez has retired or was forced into retirement, C.B. Buckner was like, this is bad news for C.B. Buckner because he's clearly number 2.
Yeah.
So C.B. Buckner had one of those games a couple days ago where the catcher, or maybe it was the hitter, I forget, there was so many instances, just kept on challenging and getting the challenge correct. So basically kept on being like, you're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong. What's funny is the really bad umpires are also the proudest.
Yeah.
And they don't like that. Yesterday, during a game, you're not always behind home plate. They take turns, but who's behind home plate, who's near first base, third base, etc. Yesterday, he was the first base umpire. And there was a play where, I forget who it was, hit the ball. And his whole job as the first base umpire is to look at the base and see if the first baseman catches the ball before the runner touches first base. In the middle of the guy running to first base, he literally isn't looking. He almost looks like he gets distracted. He's like looking in foul territory. And he ends up calling the runner out because he said he didn't touch first base. And everybody's like, what do you mean he touched first base? Like it's so easy.
That's crazy.
It's actually like really bad. It's like really bad. And there's a video of like they challenged it and both managers from both teams looking at each other and just like giggling and be like,
I don't what the fuck is that about?
What the fuck was that?
That's crazy.
And then today, I saw a headline which was CB Buckner left the game in the second inning. I was like, what did he do? Well, he didn't do anything, but a player did hit a foul ball and it hit him in the mask and he got a concussion.
Oh, God.
So he, I think, had the worst week of umpiring.
He's diva down of the week.
He is diva down of the friggin' week. Like CB Buckner, but they're so proud that he won't do it, but like he should just call it. Like he was not built for the robo-ump era.
No.
He was not built to have immediate results.
No.
Yeah.
No.
That's all we have for sports gossip. It's been a fun week. I mean, also March Madness, it's like there was a really cool buzzer beater in the UConn Duke game, but there's not much to say there. We have the Final Four. And yeah, we're just kind of cruising through it. Looks like UConn women's team are going to get another title, which is great.
Love that.
We love our Huskies, our Lady Wolf Pack. They're not the Lady Wolf Pack, but they're the Huskies. But yeah, that's sports gossip.
Love it. That's good stuff. That's fun stuff. You ready to do the skinny dip?
I'm ready to dive in.
I've got some hot goss for you this week.
Gossify me.
Let's see, girl. Let me put it
Call me Ryan Gosling.
Yes. Jokey. You ready to jump into this week's pop culture news with the skinny dip? Just kidding?
No, because just a little bit of breaking news. Rams wide receiver Puka Nacua has officially checked into a rehab facility following allegations that he bit a woman on New Year's Eve. So I think, did we talk about Puka Nacua?
We actually didn't on the pod.
Okay, so Puka Nacua, he's one of the best. I'd say most people will call him either the first or second best wide receiver in the NFL. He's an amazing story because he was picked really late and because he's Hawaiian.
Yeah.
Which is, there's not a lot of Hawaiian receivers. And
that's right, girl.
And so,
although I'm not going to back him right now, but
yeah.
I was like pride. And then I was like, wait.
So there was that. And then also he was, when he came in, so he's starting from the like humble beginnings where it's like nobody really knew who he was. And then he was way better than people thought he was. And then by his second year, it's like, is he the best wide receiver in the NFL? And he is. And he plays in a really cool way. It's really fun to watch. He plays for the Rams and they're really good too. So it's really fun. And then this year shit started to get the fan where like, turns out it's really more that he's a fucking idiot. And he was streaming with some streamer and the streamers like
keep athletes away from streamers.
They love it.
And the mics.
They love streamers. That's like most of the audience of streamers is professional athletes.
I'm just going to say nothing ever good happens on those like live streams.
No.
Like it's always
no.
Clavicular and Tiger Woods got arrested on the same day
in Florida.
What if they were in the same holding cell?
I mean,
who's
talking first?
Who's jail maxing? Who's jail maxing more,
Tiger Woods. Tiger Woods eats clavicular. Clavicular is Tiger Woods' bitch. It's like, oh, you break your face? Welcome. You're going to really like this place then. But anyway, so a bunch of stuff started coming about Puka Nacua, and every single time they put a microphone in front of his face, he went from being like, yeah, it's really crazy being in the NFL to being like, just saying the dumbest shit possible.
Yeah.
And so he got in trouble a couple weeks ago because the woman accused him of biting her on New Year's Eve. Typical. He said it was the holidays. But the true answer is I forget if he said it or if a friend said it, where it's like, he was just blacked the fuck out.
Well, also, was the headline, he bit her and he said a Jewish slur?
He did say some anti-Semitic things.
Or something, yeah.
Which seems to be pretty par for the course also with a lot of these athletes now as well. I genuinely think he's an uneducated person.
Yeah.
I do not think that he understands most of the world.
Okay.
I think he's really good at football.
Yeah.
I think he's really good at it.
And some people are, no, excuse me, but some people are really good at one thing and are kind of weird and crazy everywhere else.
Absolutely. So he looks like he is checking into rehab, which is essentially it's confirmation. Yeah. He did bite her.
Yeah.
That's confirmation.
Yeah, that's their way of being like, oh, he's changing. He's going to go work on himself.
Yeah.
He's got to rehab for what?
Okay, sorry for interrupting the skinny dip.
No.
I just saw that and was like, oh, it's going to rehab.
No, because that came across my feed, like all the biting stuff. So it's
oh yeah, that was pretty big news.
Good to see conclusion.
Anytime someone bites anyone of any renown, it's going to be on the news.
Yeah, but we canceled The Bachelorette.
But we canceled The Bachelorette because she threw a chair at a child. Oh my God, relax.
Oh my gosh. Her own. I'm just kidding.
It's her own kid. Wasn't somebody else?
Just kidding. It's bad. It's all bad. The whole situation's bad. I've like stayed away from it because I feel like it just keeps developing.
Yeah, you don't want to say something and then it...
Yeah, but also I'm like, well, the second I was like a kid's involved, I was like, okay, so everyone's bad. She's bad. Like,
yes.
Like, I don't know. I think just because we come from like production, I'm like, they lost so much money like on that season, and I'm like, air it and put a disclaimer, you know?
Yeah.
That's my opinion. Air it and put a like...
them canceling it, usually whenever like an agent steps away from a client,
yeah,
or they cancel a show and you're like, really? Or they released Jaden Ivey from the Bulls, you're like, you think like, wow, that's kind of a little bit of an overreaction. They know more than you do.
Yes.
They know
something else.
They're like, more shit is going to come out or could come out. Yeah. That is
just not worth it.
We'll get in trouble if we didn't cancel it. And they find out we knew.
Yes. Yeah. But you ready to get into this week's pop culture news, the skinny dip?
Let's dive in.
Travis Kelce was just announced as Tommy Hilfiger's new brand ambassador and creative collaborator. His role will include helping design an upcoming collection and being in campaigns. But he will also be wearing these pieces in his tunnel walks to the games.
I, for one, cannot wait to wear the exclusive Travis Kelce designed clothing. What on earth is that going to be? What on earth is that going to be?
I don't know.
This shirt's red.
Yeah.
Like it's going to be like, this one's blue.
Yeah.
Like,
I know. Do you think he gets his chain back? Like, he lost his white boy swag, you know?
He's been, to use a term, gentrified.
He's been
gentrified.
He was closer to Chet Hanks before, and that felt more true to his spirit.
He is a Chet Hanks. Yes, that is a perfect. It's like he basically went from Chet Hanks to Colin Hanks.
Yeah.
Pretty quickly.
And it just, I think that's where I'm like, that just isn't, and I get it. He's being more brand friendly and like all this stuff, but I just don't believe him anymore, you know? And that's what hurts is when you see someone not being themselves.
I really am very excited to find out what this version of Travis Kelce's clothing line looks like.
Yes. Yeah. So the interesting part of this.
I bet turtlenecks will be involved, by the way. Go on.
Ooh, yeah.
I guarantee you. I bet it's just a lot of fucking turtlenecks.
Tommy Hilfiger does kind of make sense because it's a step down from like a Ralph Lauren where it's a very like American brand.
Okay, I like that.
Like American designer. So it's like very Americana. So I'm like, that actually does make sense for him designer wise or whatever. But what's interesting, and it's too deep because it's obviously just like literally business, but Tommy Hilfiger's like BFF, him and his wife's like BFFFF is Kris Jenner.
Ooh.
And we know that the Kardashian Swift camps don't exactly, you know.
You know what though? It feels like because there are so many of these instances, I'm always blown away when it's like, oh, these two didn't hang out because of a connection like that, where it's like Kardashian to Swift. But then there's so many of them that it feels kind of 6 degrees of separation-y, where it's like, actually everybody sort of has that. Their best friend is this, and that person's best friend is Kris Jenner.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, so I don't know. Just thought it was interesting. But also it's like Lana Del Rey is tight with Kim Kardashian and kind of Taylor Swift on the surface level. I'm going to say she worked with her.
I think Lana Del Rey is tight with Kim.
Yeah.
And I think she's been invited on stage
Yeah.
by Taylor.
Yeah.
I don't think she was thrilled about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that was more like put to rest the like, oh, Taylor Swift's copying Lana Del Rey with certain things. I think she was kind of the nice one being like, yeah, I'll work with you or whatever.
Yeah.
And then the whole Grammys thing happened. But whatever. Anyways, he'll also be wearing these pieces during his tunnel walks to the games.
Interesting that they include that because that means it's in his contract.
Yeah.
And that's a really good, I bet he's being paid a fuck ton of money. I wonder if that's why he's continuing to play. I wonder if it's like a $200 million deal.
I bet it's way bigger than whatever contract he got with the Chiefs.
I mean, all he has to do is, it's one of those things where it's just free publicity. You don't really need to pay for an ad because if he's, a picture of him going to the game ends up on every different type of platform. Interesting.
That's so true, actually. That's literally probably why he's like, actually, we'll make this much money if I just don't retire.
I mean, this deal has to be, how much money do you think?
I have no idea. I tried to look up. It didn't say.
He's designing a line. I imagine it's more than $13 million a year.
Probably.
That's what he's making for
I
the
don't know
Chiefs.
how long this deal is because it only looks like it's like one collection he's helping design.
Yeah.
But I'm sure he'll be like continue to be like a face.
You can't really make that much money. He's not as valuable if he's not currently playing football.
Yeah.
Because then what is he doing?
That is true.
Yeah.
That is true. Model Brooke Snyder. She was seen out with actor Taron Egerton catching a movie. Sources say that she's very into him after just a few dates.
That's so cute.
I forget that he's an eligible bachelor.
Who is Taron Egerton again? Is he the kid from, not a kid, although he kind of plays boyish people. Is he from the Bluebird?
Blackbird, yes.
Okay.
He's the guy
Kingsman.
who played Elton John, Kingsman, yeah. Like,
Yes.
I forget about him. I'm like, no,
He's good.
He is like a respected, good actor,
Yeah.
handsome young man. Like, I forget that he's like, I guess maybe I just assumed he probably had a girlfriend or something, and that's why I never saw him dating anyone.
I'll say right now, his name, usually I'm like unique names, great for being, a celebrity because you can stand out. His name is so batshit.
Yeah.
There can only be one Benedict Cumberbatch.
Yeah.
Taron Egerton.
Taron Egerton. It doesn't really roll off the tongue.
Taron Egerton.
Yeah, just Brooke Snyder. Sounds like I'm saying Brooke Snyder.
It also just, I'm like Ralph Nader's daughter.
Yeah.
That's how old I am. Jesus Christ.
But yeah, no, she's out and about. She seems to be the dater right now. Everyone's dating her.
She's having a moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, this one was fun. Kid Cudi just launched a podcast, and his first guest was Kylie Jenner.
Great first guest to have.
Yes. She's only ever done her sister Chloe's podcast.
Who was Chloe's first guest? It was
I
somebody.
forget. It might have been Chris.
It might have been Chris.
Yeah.
I feel like getting somebody who everybody wants to know more about but isn't very public, which is rare these days.
Yeah.
Is like you're going to get people like Dak Shepard. His first one was Ashton Kutcher. Nobody's
Yeah.
like ever interviewed Ashton Kutcher.
Yeah.
Because he's all the secrets he has to keep. Made me listen.
You mean with his child trafficking organization and like anti-child trafficking, and then he's like, no, let me write a letter in support of someone who has child pornography and stuff like that. Yeah. The secrets.
Stop asking questions. Questions aren't good for you. Questions are not. People need to stop doing their own research. Continue.
He asked her what her favorite Timothée Chalamet movie was, and she said it was Call Me by Your Name.
I'm not gonna lie, kind of basic. Kind of sounds casual.
She also said she does like the Dunes as well.
Love that.
And I do think she says she saw Wonka 7 times.
That's so cute.
I bet for her kids.
There's no way she saw it 7 times. Like
Yeah.
she went, her kid saw Wonka 7 times. So
Yeah.
by the way, great mom.
Yeah.
Great freaking mom.
Yeah, I know she's all about the Trolls series. She's always rocking the Trolls.
Because she's
for
a
her
good
kids.
mom.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kids love trolls.
Yes. But she also did reveal that her daughter Stormy has started to ask why they're famous. And explained to her that they had a TV show. And so she finally started showing Stormy a couple scenes from like Keeping Up with the Kardashians. Because
Yeah.
she was only a year older than what Stormy is now
Stop
when
it.
the show started. Isn't that crazy?
Stop it. Yeah. That is crazy.
The show's been on for so long.
I mean, you can tell though, if you watch like the first season, you're like, this was shot on a VHS camera.
Yeah.
Like the quality is so bad, it's square.
Yeah.
And it's so tacky.
Yes. Because it was on E! News.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. That is crazy. How do we explain why we're famous?
Yeah. The answer is just our family had a TV show. Like it's a weird.
Yeah.
And it's like, why did we have a TV show? But Yeah, because I guess that makes sense where it's like her daughter's like 7, I think. And so
Yeah.
she's like at school now. Life is like...
I mean, I assume she goes to like Brentwood or one of those.
She goes to one of those like uber private. I forget what the school's called. Like all the celebrities' kids go there.
Yeah.
So honestly, though, I think that makes it more normal because you're like, well, my best friend's mom is also super famous.
But I know why. I mean, that's the thing. Whole thing with the Kardashians is people are always like, why are they even famous? And it's like, shut the fuck up. But 2, it is, why the other celebrities are like, why are you famous? I'm a singer.
Yeah.
She doesn't really have as much. It's hard to say I'm a personality. What does that even mean?
What does that mean?
Yeah.
Paul McCartney had a concert in LA, and it was quite the star-studded audience, of course. But notably, the paparazzi caught Taylor Swift and Olivia Rodrigo walking out together, but it didn't actually seem like they were together, just near each other.
Oh, I saw that. Where it was kind of like, the other one was there.
Yes.
Because did they acknowledge each other?
There's no photos of them interacting.
I love that shit.
Yeah, I think they kind of were like, oh, look at my phone, checking the weather app. Like, I think it was kind of one of those.
As much as we will criticize certain celebrities and stuff in this way, how lucky are we that we have this beef?
Yes.
Like, how lucky are we that like Taylor Swift isn't just I mean, it's even better that she comes off this like, I'm friends with everyone. I'm your English teacher.
Like, I was going to say, last week, I guess I forgot to put this in, Taylor Swift went to the iHeartRadio Music Awards, which is an award show where it's like, it feels like a daytime show thing where it's like, is this a show? Where's this aired? I don't know.
Yeah.
No one ever is like, I have 3 iHeartRadio Music Awards. Like, it's
it's not a thing. Yeah.
It's really nice on the celebrities who do show up to show up, like type of thing.
Thank you so much for coming.
It's not a black tie affair. Like it's like Taylor Swift wore a short dress because it's not a gown event.
It's also not their whole evening.
Yes.
It's a thing we're stopping by before dinner.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I thought it was interesting that Taylor Swift showed up to that, which I think she has a good relationship with radio, so that's why she shows up to those things. But that seemed to be the award show that her and Travis Kelce had their debut, like,
we're going
couple
to award show together.
Yeah, that's the first award show they've ever done together, and I thought that was super random. But then I showed you a clip of they were panning of like the front row. Front row of every award show is always like super star-studded. Whoever is there, like people are row 1. I didn't know who any of the people were there panning until they got to Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce. It was the weirdest, like... But
every single one kind of looked like a different celebrity.
Kind of did.
So you're kind of like, oh, is that Joe? No, it's not Joe Jonas.
Yeah.
Who is that?
It was just so strange. And I think...
Is that Wanda Sykes? No, it's not.
I do think
somebody who looks like Wanda Sykes.
I think she's gotten to the point now where there's enough drama with her and other people that it's actually kind of hard for her to show up to these events. Like, I'm sure that's why she... Like, we don't really see her at the Met Gala. Yeah. Like, we don't, And
it's because a lot of the people that she is really tight with are also dramatic in their own right. So the enemy of my friend is my enemy. And you have you just sort of build this network of can't really talk to them.
And it's if she's near someone, we get the paparazzi photo of her and Olivia Rodrigo. Yeah. Like, I genuinely think it's really hard for her to show up to things now. I think it's just, which is unfortunate. Like, because she's someone who it's like, you do want to see Taylor Swift at the award shows. Like, it's weird to like not see her at all these events. I don't know.
I wonder if they'll end up being kind of like when we're going to go to stuff, the ESPYs.
Yeah.
We're going to go to the like random sporting event things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we saw them. And then also we saw Dakota Johnson was seen with her rumored boyfriend role model, who's Emma Chamberlain's ex-boyfriend.
The guy's name is Role Model?
Yes. He's a singer.
I've heard.
Yeah. I've talked about it before.
A song of his.
Probably, maybe. I think you would actually like him.
I feel like I know him.
Yeah.
I feel like I know Role Model. And it's a funny name because, one of the cliche sayings that celebrities say when they get in trouble and they're like, what do you have to say to your fans? Like, I'm not a role model, okay? I never asked to be. Well, your name's fucking Role Model.
Your name's Role Model.
So he should be living a stand-up life.
So we saw them together. They're an interesting little couple. Seems like they're both having fun. Good on him.
Good on him.
That's a good grab for him.
Say what you want about Dakota Johnson's movies because, man, she has picked some. By the way, it's not her. She's picked some stinkers.
Yeah. It happens.
It happens. She seems like a freaking great hang.
She does seem like a great hang.
She's a great actress. She's a great hang. Everybody seems to love her. We just got to get her in the right vehicle.
Yeah. To promote her new movie, The Drama, Zendaya actually surprised a bride-to-be with a wedding dress appointment with her stylist, La Roche, and bought her dress.
How much pressure would you feel?
So much pressure.
You're like, holy shit. Well, one, you can't say no.
No.
That's the thing in Bridesmaids is like she's wearing a Vera Wang. She's like, I can't say no to this dress. It costs $18 million.
Yes.
That's so cool though.
Yeah. But I was like, that's a really fun stunt to do is to be like, let's give a bride like the A-list celebrity treatment of I'm going to bring my like legendary stylist.
Do you think you would have asked, are you actually married to Tom Holland? I think I would have been like, so tell me, are you married
I don't
to Tom?
know if I would have.
Yeah, I would have asked immediately though. That's why I don't get the secret bride free dress thing.
Oh,
That's why they don't give it to me. Like, he's gonna ask.
I think you're just in so much shock when you're
Yes.
in like, a celebrity is
Yeah.
here. So,
Yeah.
but I don't know, but I thought that was fun. Speaking of Zendaya, she also in an interview said that she hopes that we don't get sick of her after starring in 5 projects this year. And after this, she's going to go into hiding for a little bit.
Good move. It's always a good move.
She's literally in like 5 things this year. Like actually, it's kind of crazy.
But you know what? When she's in 5 things, they're not like, it's not like when Kevin Hart and The Rock were in
Yes.
6 of the same fucking movie with the same, like, it's not serious. She usually picks like,
Good projects.
yeah, like it's kind of Ryan Gosling was in like Crazy Stupid Love, Drive, and La La Land in
Yeah.
like a year. And it's like, nobody was saying, I'm seeing too much Ryan Gosling.
Yeah.
You know?
It's like, I know it's going to be good.
She seems more on that level where it's like, she's probably in 5, like, probably in 3 really good things and 2 things where it's like, it's actually will age really well.
Yeah. So it's like, I think, so she has the drama, which is coming out.
Yeah.
Euphoria.
Okay.
I know they're saying projects because I think
Yeah.
they're kind of Euphoria.
Yeah, I count it.
Dune.
Okay.
Is it Spider-Man?
Is she? Oh yeah, she's in Spider-Man. That's where she met Tom Holland.
And something else.
I wouldn't.
I'm missing something else.
She should not be worried.
Yeah.
Nobody's gonna be like Zendaya in another thing. It's like
Yeah.
Zendaya in another completely different genre.
Yes.
In it, that doing really well.
Yeah.
Being really good.
Yes.
Not telling the same joke 800 times. Like, good for her.
Yeah. No, she's great.
Girl,
She's
don't even sweat it.
girl. We can't get enough. Z.
We can't get enough. Keep on. Dakota Johnson, find her agent.
Yeah.
Get even something good. Get one of the good Spider-Man.
Ariana Grande teases her 8th album. On her Brighter Days hotline, which was like from her previous album, you call a number and there's a voicemail of her saying, counting down the 8s, oops, I mean the days until tour, being that because it'll be her 8th album. So
I like it.
we should be expecting an Ariana Grande album.
I'm excited.
And I don't think she will be touring her Positions album, which is sad for me, even though I didn't get tickets regardless.
When did it come out?
Before her last one, I mean, she was kind of in like, it was when she was still married.
Oh, so a minute ago.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, then she's not touring that. What do you? No, we're way past touring that.
She's touring the divorce album.
Oh, I like it. I like it. I wonder if any songs we dedicated to SpongeBob.
Probably.
Probably a few. More dedicated to him or about him, or more about Cynthia Erivo. I bet you 0 about Cynthia Erivo. I bet she's trying to. I think this. We call this. I think she's going to step away.
I think they do kind of seem to be separating a little bit.
I think it's and by the way, Ariana's call.
Yeah.
I think she's kind of like, what was I doing?
Do you know what? I feel bad for Cynthia Erivo because you would think after getting Wicked, like obviously she's going to be beyond successful. She's already been beyond successful, like Broadway and like all this stuff. Like she already like had a name for herself.
Yeah.
But like musically, she tried to release some music after Wicked and like no one listened to it. Like it like, I just was like, wait a minute.
I don't know if she's going to have the carryover.
Yeah.
It's not like, I don't know if Wicked is making any stars. I think if anybody's going to be a star after Wicked, it's her, because Ariana came in a star.
Yeah.
I just don't know. It feels like such a character, so many songs that people love that I feel like, I don't know if this is going to be like, and I mean, that's what launched her. Well, she was already famous, but like, yeah.
Yeah, it just feels like it could have been like maybe she's more of like an Adele like type musician. I don't know.
Yeah.
The next story is I tried to watch all the recaps. I tried to get all the headlines. I don't like really watch Summer House. I don't really know what goes on. I see some of the stars that come out of it, but I'm not really too versed. But this feels like a big story, so I have to cover it. Mm-hmm. And I've never got more FOMO from like the fact that I wasn't watching the show. Yeah. Being like, oh my God, I wish I knew.
It's like when Team USA won gold, I was like, I wish I knew hockey more.
Yeah.
I wish I had a better relationship with these guys.
After many almost unbelievable rumors, Summer House stars Amanda Batula and Wes Wilson confirmed that they are in a relationship with a joint statement. After Amanda confirmed dating her friend and fellow castmates Sierra Miller's ex, people started comparing this to Scandival, which was the Vanderpump Rules drama. Mm-hmm. This action by Amanda not only is costing her friendships, brand deals, all this stuff, it's also cost her an Instagram follow from Rihanna.
mean, Rihanna unfollowed her. That's actually like a fucking stab through the heart.
That's like low-key the worst thing that could happen to you.
That's like one of the worst things that could happen to you. Unfollowed.
Like
what?
Like Rihanna followed you?
And because of your actions, she's done.
She's unfollowed
Like she
you.
wasn't even just going through her account, be like, what am I? She was like, I can't even anymore with this girl. Oh my God. That's rough.
Yeah. So basically, there's a girl, Sierra Miller,
Yes.
and she was dating this guy, Wes Wilson. They were together. It was this whole thing. They broke up.
But it sounds like if this all happened, it sounds like they were the Pam and Jim of this show.
Yes.
People really were rooting for those.
Yeah. Like, and then this other girl, Amanda, who's like, like best friends with Sierra. Like they are like, there's a girl squad. There's other girls part of the squad.
Yes.
Like they are like super. This girl, Amanda, was dating a different guy who also was on the show. Also, the show Summer House, they're all literally in a summer house.
Yes.
Like they do the old school, put them in a house.
Yeah.
She was married to this guy and, who's friends with this guy, West.
Yeah, they're couple friends.
Yes,
they're literally couple friends.
But she was married to this guy. She gets divorced. Everyone's like, woohoo, we're going to champion this girl. She,
Yeah.
like, yes, girl, you get this divorce. Like, you know, like what happens
Yeah.
when people finally get out of relationships that no one likes. It's like,
Yeah.
yes. So she was about to have her moment. Like,
Yeah.
she was about to have the whole world is rallying
She's
behind
single.
her.
Yeah.
And then she goes and she gets with the ex-boyfriend of her best friend.
So wait, they had broken up.
Yes. So there was no cheating, technically. This whole
Okay.
thing, it's above board in technicality of cheating.
Yes, but if we all know that like it's not okay just based on like we're best friends.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And they were like long-term relationships.
Yes.
And also the kicker about this is, so they released a statement. They did not say, they said basically like, we weren't trying to hide anything, but obviously because of the dynamics of this, we wanted to give this some time to figure it out. Apparently it's brand new, whatever
Okay.
it is. They didn't say boyfriend, girlfriend, nothing. This guy, West, has like, in like the past few weeks been like seen out with other girls. Like he's not even exclusively dating this girl. She's blew up her whole circle and everything to like date this guy.
Yeah.
And he's like still on the market.
Sounds like he's a real player.
Yeah. Yes.
Is he handsome?
Not really.
Yeah. But some guys
They
just
never
have,
are.
some guys just have that like kind of thing about them.
I think it's just proximity.
The lead singer of the Counting Crows is one of the least attractive human beings alive. He's dated literally every single hot celebrity ever. Dated, what's his fucking name? But yeah. Interesting. He just has an aura.
Yeah.
And didn't you tell me that when the one girl fell out, she fell to her knees?
So it was like the girl Sierra, she was like out in public when the news actually broke, and there's paparazzi photos of her like literally sinking to the floor. Like,
yeah.
and so some people are like wondering, like, is this fake? Like, is this April Fool's? But like, it's 5 p.m. on April Fool's right now, and it has not come out as April Fool's yet.
They're going to wait till 11:59.
Like, it is, and there are some people speculating that this is part of a brand deal for Buffalo Wild Wings, which I'm like, I'm not
Hilarious.
even. But
So now
but so many other people are involved that I'm like, this is too big to be a publicity stunt.
if this was a brand deal for Buffalo Wild Wings, it would be really funny because right now there's probably a phone call conversation where Buffalo Wild Wings is trying to pull the fuck out. They're like this was way too far. This went way too fucking far. And meanwhile, the Sierra and Amanda and West are like, no, we have to say this. People are trying to kill us.
Yeah, we have to see this through.
We have to say it. And they're like, we're not saying we're involved. Like, we have in our contract, we can back out until 11:59 p.m. Oh my God.
Oh my God. Yeah. So no, it's just
It's, by the way, it's not April Fool's because it was announced well before April Fool's.
Yeah.
You just don't do that. You don't set up an April Fool's days in advance.
Yeah, because it just was like a rumor thing where it was like everyone was like, this can't be true. And like Demois was the one really championing this, being like, I'm like staking my reputation that this is true or whatever. Yeah. And then there was a whole other thing where Dave Portnoy got online and like put it on like whatever his thing where he's like the truth thing he does. I don't know. He was like, no, I heard this. This is true. I heard from Brianna Chicken Fry. And now Brianna Chicken Fry is like, fuck, man, why'd you throw my name out there? So now all of these people are involved. Everyone's pointing the fingers of who knew, who didn't know, what's true, what's not. Like everyone's being like looped into this.
And we got to watch. I think with everything you're saying, I think we can watch the last season of Summer House. I don't think we need that much catch up.
Yeah. And also it's like the thing where it's like, it's like not happening right now. Like
Yeah.
it's just like last season is airing right now.
So did they hook up in their paparazzi pictures coming out or something? It sounds like it's not very serious. And
I know it
she's
sounds
like, we have to say something.
I think they just are like starting to see each other. I don't know. Like
It's just such a weird thing to announce.
it just feels weird. I think it was just like so many people were up their ass.
Yeah.
Like I almost wonder if like the girl Sierra found out and was like, you say it or I do. And it's
Yeah.
like better to just come from our mouth, I guess.
Oh my
like,
God.
Also to have a joint statement is really funny.
It sounds weirdly official.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know. So there's a lot of drama there, and it's something.
It's bringing you FOMO.
It is. It's giving me a lot of FOMO because I'm
how much
not
more
involved.
energy would this be? Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know, but that was a skinny dip, and I think that's the pod.
That's definitely the pod. That was great. There's a certain moment, I don't know if you'll include it in the edit, but where I had to get up. We had to take about a 10-minute break. All of a sudden, it was around when we were talking about umpires. All of a sudden, my hamstring cramped. And I immediately stood up because my hamstring was cramping. And I stood up so quickly that my quad started to cramp at the same time. Same leg. And I walked for about 3 minutes and nothing had gotten better. And I literally was like, is this like a hospital thing? Like,
Yeah.
Like, what do I do? But it's better now.
But it's better now, thank God.
So you guys missed that.
Oh my God.
Anyways, towel off. Love you guys. We'll see you next week.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.